Hey everybody, it's Brad with the Big Family Homestead, and in this video I wanted to share a story from our past. Now, for those of you who are not believers, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about God, so if that's not your thing, you can feel free to click away. We don't feel like we need to cram anything down anybody's throat, and I don't think that's how God operates anyway, so be warned. There you go. Hopefully you stick around. Because I think there's value to this story even if you don't believe the way we believe. So, that said, many moons ago, when I was getting started in music, my wife and I were attending, Christa and I, were attending church on the Sabbath, on Friday nights. And that was basically, we went to a Messianic synagogue. And if you don't know what that is, imagine it's like this. The easy way to think about it is it's Jewish people who believe that Jesus is God, and Gentile people who come and hang out with them, and they have a great time, good music and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of the isms of Judaism are still there, like worshiping on the Sabbath and wearing your kippah and a lot of different things like that that are associated with Judaism that is still observed in a Messianic synagogue. So what does this mean? Why is this significant? Well, here's the deal. We were a young married couple who was getting started in music, and we did not have a whole lot of money. And the problem was this. We had overspent. We had overspent our budget that week, and we got to the synagogue on Friday, and it was time to give our offering. And we basically didn't have enough money to do one of two things. Either we were going to pay our rent, or we were going to pay our offering, which we believed at the time is 10%. And so we made this choice, and I just said, you know what? I don't know. This was our fault. God didn't do this to us. We overspent. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll sell a guitar or something. I don't know. But we made our mind up that we were going to go ahead and pay our offering, not knowing where the money was going to come for the rent. And we knew it was our fault. We came with a repentant spirit that we're like, oh, geez, God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. But we decided we were going to go ahead and do the offering anyway. So we did that, knowing that Monday we could not pay our rent unless something happened. Well, my mom and dad knew we were a poor, struggling couple, and they basically said Sunday, after church, because they went to Sunday church. They said, Sunday after church, why don't you come on over and we're going to give you, a nice meal. We just wanted to get together. And it was great. And so we went over there. And at this point, I still had no idea where this money's coming from. And I know at this point, in less than 24 hours, I am not going to be paying the rent. And so we get over to my mom and dad's, and we have a great meal. And as we're getting ready to head out, I don't even remember if it was my mom or my dad, but they basically said, oh, we forgot to tell you. Somebody had missed coming to the wedding, but they still wanted to give you a gift, so they dropped off this card. Well, sure enough, we get the card, open it up, and there was a gift, a monetary gift in there, money. And it was precisely 3 times the amount to the penny of what we paid for our offering. Precisely 3 times. And that really, really opened my eyes to a lot of things. First of all, the old adage is true. You can't outgive God. And I know that's not always just financial. Most of the time, I don't think it's financial. Most of the time, I think it's in the way that he grows us, the way that he blesses us is not always monetary. More times than not, it's not. But in this situation, for us, it was a huge blessing. But some of the things it taught me was that, you know what? Everything is God's. Everything we see, touch, taste, feel, it's all God's. And even though I got myself into trouble, it was my fault. He had mercy on us to bail us out, even though we put ourselves in that pot. Easily it could have been just, you got to deal with it, and then I'll help you through it, but you're going to have to deal with it. But I learned then that if we put our priorities right, then, he can take a situation that's difficult and make it amazing. I guess that's probably the best way I can put that. You can't outgive God, and he can take a situation that you just really feel like, oh my gosh, I am up the creek on this one, and he can make something amazing. There's this a song by a band called what are they called? Oh man, it's gonna get me now. Sons and Daughters, or Daughters and Sons, either way. But it's called Beautiful Things. And it's a really, really great song. If you have a chance to listen to it, I suggest you go and check it out. But there's one line that's kind of in the chorus that says, you make beautiful things out of the dust. You make beautiful things out of us. And that is so true. And I think sometimes people don't think of themselves or look at others the way that God looks at us. And I'm here to tell you, people, I don't care who you are. I don't care how far you've gone. I don't care if you've been walking with him your whole life. I don't care if you are the nasty, wastiest skunk. God looks at you and says, you are mine. I want you to draw near to me. I want you to be closer. I want you to be with me, like an amazing father just picking up his son or his daughter, just beaming with joy. He wants us to have that relationship. He wants us near him, and he's paid the price through Jesus. He's made that sacrifice, the one we couldn't make. And so when he looks at you, he sees, come to me. And so today, I just hope that it's kind of a blessing to you. Do you think of yourself that way? Do you think of yourself as highly prized? That's how God thinks of you. Do you think of yourself as something worth dying for? That's how God thinks of you. Do you think of yourself as not good enough or not smart enough or any of those things, fill in the blank? God looks at you and says, you're my child, and I want to be with you. I want you with me. So a word of encouragement today. Just take a moment and think of yourself the way that God thinks of you, because he loves you. You guys have an amazing and blessed day.